count three. It's in. She is on fire right now on the Grand Star Sports Network. And welcome everyone to Loudon Orr Memorial Field. It's a beautiful Friday afternoon here in Graham County. We're glad you're with us here on the Grand Star Sports Network for Smoky Mountain Conference baseball action. Yes, fans, as of even 2 hours ago, we were thinking it might be a softball tilt with you this afternoon. We'll have to talk more about that as the evening progresses, but we're glad you've joined us here on the Grand Star Sports Network for Robbinsville and Hiwassee Dam baseball. Let's hope we can get this game in this afternoon, fans. How you doing? Kevin Hensley here with you here on GramStarSports.com. Weather's been a factor today. We're not going to lie, folks. Even around 2:30 today, we thought we were going to be heading across the campus to Judy Nichols Memorial Field. Well, Mother Nature had other plans. The field, much to the chagrin of the field crew here at Robbinsville High, the grounds crew, unable to be fixed, repaired, however you want to slice it, in time for first pitch today. Even though they pulled the tarp out over at Judy Nichols Memorial Field, it was no dice. Robbinsville Hiwassee Dam softball has been rescheduled to Monday, April 29th. That's a 4:30 first pitch. And, of course, it'll be right here at Robbinsville High School. But we're on the other side of the campus. We're at Loudon Orr Memorial Field, the home of the Robbinsville Black Knights, who are gunning for a divisional title for the first time in a very long time. We'll just put it that way. We're still trying to dig it up, as a matter of fact. We've only been able to verify one conference championship in recent times, and that was in 1970. So we're going to keep digging around in our archives on the Grand Star Sports Network and, of course, at the Grand Star office to try and verify it. The Knights are 9-3 right now and second place in the Smoky Mountain Conference with a 6-1 mark. Coming off another strong week, traveled to Hiwassee Dam on Tuesday and picked up a 10-1 victory. That included a 6-run top of the seventh that kind of put the game out of reach, to say the very least. Ethan Orr hitting a 3-run dinger. He's up to 4 on the year. And we're glad you're with us. Maybe he'll hit number 5s and 6 today. But for right now, Ethan Orr is warming up on the hill for the Robbinsville Black Knights. You can see the lefty on the mound today for the Black Knights. Graylin Orr started the game at Hiwassee Dam on Tuesday and lasted 5 1/3 inning, picked up his 5th win of the season. I beg your pardon. Ethan Orr will toe the rubber today with a mark of 3-2 on the season. ERA lower than Graylin's, though, as the two senior Orrs continue to be the linchpins of this team. ERA of 1.26 on the year, and Ethan Orr has now actually surpassed Graylin Orr's hot start in the strikeout column as well. He's got 52 on the campaign. And looks like we're going to try to get the game started early. It's only 4:22 in real time here in Robbinsville. We're 8 minutes away from what is scheduled to be first pitch. But obviously don't like our chances here on the Grand Star Sports Network. We're going to start early, and for once we were ahead of the game ourselves. We're glad you're with us this afternoon. Wherever you may be tuned in, this is going to be a fun one to watch. This one last year was affected severely by Mother Nature. That happens a lot during the spring season. Robbinsville was scheduled to play at Hiwassee Dam last season and ended up having to be turned into a doubleheader here at home. And Robbinsville hosted the Eagles to get that one out of the way. Ethan Orr is set to go. He's going to fire his first pitch, and it's swung on and missed. We are underway. First pitch at 4:23 this afternoon, and the temperature at first pitch is 78 degrees. That one misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Didn't get a chance to go through the Hiwassee Dam lineup sheet because, well, I guess we were yakking a little too much. My apologies. We'll get it right. We'll get along with it as soon as we possibly can here on GramStarSports.com. In the batter's box right now for the Eagles is Abel Pidland. Count runs to 3 balls and a strike on Mr. Pinland. And that one caught the zone, so count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pinland comes into today's game with, well, not the greatest batting average of all time. He's at .67 for the year, and he chops that one foul. He's only got 1 hit on the season. 3 stolen bases on his resume. Strike 3 call. Give him a chair. That's the first one of the ball game for Eeyore, as they call him here on the Grim Star Sports Network. When he's not on the mound, he's normally manning center field. And stepping in now is Trenton Beavers, junior for Hiwassee Dam. That one's low, right around the shins, and the count is 1-0. Lady Knights are still having practice today, even though the field was not playable. They've still got a nice facility set up over there and enough accommodations around the greater Robbinsville High School area to hold practice if need be. Beavers with a big cut there, swings and misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes here in the top of the first. Beavers batting .261 on the season. He has doubled and brought one in, but not going to be the case here. Back-to-back strikeouts to start off today's ball game against Hiwassee Dam for Ethan Orr. But here comes the stud of the team, if you'll have it, their ace who'll be pitching today. Clay Davis steps in, one of the seniors for Hiwassee Dam. Nobody on, 2 out here in the top of the first. Check swing. He held off, but didn't need to. It's called a strike anyhow. 0-1 on the outside part of the plate. Davis batting .318 on the campaign. 3 doubles, 4 RBIs. And he's going to ground that one into the outfield for a single. So it'll be a 1-out, or I beg your pardon, a 2-out hit here on GramstarSports.com. As you see the head coach, Tommy Strickland, standing in front of the Hiwassee Dam dugout. Got to be very pleased with that. Davis gets on with 2 outs. He is hovering currently at first base, as you can see leading off. Titan T. Stesky, the first baseman for Robbinsville. Orr checks the runner and fires. It is strike 1. Batter at the plate, by the way, is Colton Barong. He is a senior for the Eagles. Fly ball deep center field, and I mean deep. But Bryce Garrison able to get a glove on it. Out of our camera view, we'll head to the bottom of the first. Bottom of the first is upon us as we welcome you back to Loudon or Memorial Field. You see the cloud-filled sky, but on occasion it breaks and is giving us baseball weather, hopefully, here in West North Carolina on the Gramstar Sports Network. Warming up on the mound, as we mentioned already, is senior Clay Davis for the Hiwassee Dam Eagles. And looks like that's going to be the final of his warm-up tosses. Davis, 2.29 earned run average this season, 23 strikeouts for the senior Clay Davis. The senior heavy top of the lineup for Robbinsville will step in. Graylin Orr will lead off. He had a huge game yesterday. We didn't get a chance to talk about that just yet. Robbinsville hosted Rosman, non-conference game yesterday here at home. Picked up a 12-6 victory. First pitch to Orr is going to be popped up, and Clay Davis will get a glove on it. 1 pitch, 1 out. And up next will be senior center fielder Bryce Garrison. Young man has some phenomenal speed. You get a chance to mention Graylin Orr batting .400. That is second on the team. Bryce Garrison steps in with a .302 mark. He's doubled twice, drove in 8 runs. More importantly, he has stolen 19 bases. He's just 2 away from the program record set by Jeb Schuler in 2021, where he stole 21. Schuler now playing at the collegiate level at Carson Newman, just across the map from us in Tennessee. Counts 1-1 on Bryce Garrison. He'll rake it into the hole, throw to first, and they got him. Bang, bang, play. 2 gone. Here's the dangerous hitter, Ethan Orr, stepping in. Fresh off a homer Tuesday at Hiwassee Dam. Batting .463 on the season, 19 RBIs, 4 home runs. And defensive shift being called, probably a good move. Orr has been raking, to say the very least. The outfield backs up significantly with Orr stepping into the batter's box. Pitch is outside, ball one, issued by Clay Davis to Mr. Orr. Well, this Robbinsville team has been fun to cover this season. First the pitch, and it's going to be chopped, foul down the first baseline. 1 ball, 1 strike. Been a rough go of things the last few years. The Knights started last season 0-6 before picking up their first victory. Ended up salvaging the year 7-7 down the stretch. Have not made the playoffs since 2011. And as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, we can't even find the most recent time that they have won the conference championship, but they've got a good crack at it for sure, as that one smacked into center field. And the catch made in left center. That's going to do it. It's a 1-2-3, bottom of the first. Black Knights are raced in short order here on the Graham Star Sports Network. We'll head to the second. Welcome back, fans, to Robbinsville High School in Loudon Orr Memorial Field. You're watching the Graham Star Sports Network. Top of the second on tap, no score here in Graham County. 5, 6, 7 holes due up for the Eagles as we head into the second inning. And the first pitch will be in there, 0-1 to count. And Orr tumbles. A lot of power behind that young man's pitches this year, to say the very least. 0-2 the count on Headley. Swing and a miss, 3 pitches, he'll sit down. That's the third strikeout already today for Ethan Orr. Headley came into today's game batting .393. Now, let's see what Mr. Elliott will do. Colton Elliott steps in. Nobody on, 1 out already. And that one's a little wide of the zone. 1-0 the count. Elliott batting $143 on the year, 3 hits. Fires that one. It will catch the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Carson Taylor in the on-deck circle. One in there as well. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And popped up to Luke Lovin. Didn't have to move much there. 2 gone. Lovin at second base. He started the game yesterday against Rosman. Lasted 6 2/3 innings. Could not get the Tigers to go away in the top of the 7th. They had to call on Bryce Garrison. He got the final out of the ball game. Lovin's first start of the season. He's been nursing collarbone issues. 1-0 count against Mr. Taylor. Batting .250 this year. He's got a double and an RBI to his credit. Chop foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Decent crowd here this afternoon. Team's getting very popular. And that one just unfortunately got a hold of Graylin Orr a little too much. And it's reeled in by the left fielder today. Avery Webster. Not sure how they'll score that. We'll have to check and see. Wide of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Way outside, 2-1 now on Isaiah Crisp, a junior for Hiwassee Dam. He's yet to have a hit this year. He scored 1 run. Three and one. And pickoff attempt will go awry to second. And hanging tight. Going to be an E1 that'll advance him. They're going to score that last one a hit if you're keeping track at home. So the errant pickoff attempt. Ball is in there. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Or checks the runner. Ball 4. And Crisp draws a walk. It's only his 4th one of the season. And the Eagles have him first and second. 2 outs. Your head coach Tommy Strickland giving out instructions. And popped up over Titan T. Sateski's head. And it ends up dropping in shallow right field foul territory. Played 0-2 the count. Or checks the runner again. The pitch up and in. Batter, by the way, Noah Shields, freshman for the Eagles. Second baseman today for Hiwassee Dam. It's a piece of it to stay alive. 1-2 still to count. Shields batting $133 on the year. 1 RBI on his resume. And he got him to chase a high one. Strike 3 called. Orr's got 4 in the books. He has also surrendered 2 hits. And the Eagles strand 2. Bottom of the second. Coming up, it is 0-0. You're watching the Graham Star Sports Network. Welcome back, fans, to Loudon or Memorial Field. Bottom of the second. Coming your way here on GrahamStarSports.com. No score yet between Robbinsville and Hiwassee Dam in a very crucial conference game for both teams, quite frankly. Knights are vying for second place. They're holding on to it right now as Quinn Jumper just eats up Mr. Penland over at shortstop with that hit. And that brings up left fielder Avery Webster. It's a hard hit ball. They'll call that an infield single for Mr. Jumper. I guess well deserved. Davis fires. And it goes right to second base. And they'll get the lead runner. They won't get him at first. Jumper's out. Webster reaches. Fielder's choice 4-6. 1 out. Davis checking over his left shoulder. The pitch. Taste Teskey batting .273 on the campaign. 3 doubles. 12 RBIs. Ball's loose, and that is trouble. Webster goes second on the wild pitch. Check that. Taste Teskey with 9 RBIs this year. It's written stat sheet. 2-0 on the way. And it's fouled a country mile, as we say in the South. Hits right off the side of the batting cage over to our right of the facility. Jason Postel, one of those ground crews members we were talking about earlier, that was trying to get the softball field under playable conditions. Teskey gets a smidge of it. Counts 2 balls, 2 strikes. Avery Webster at second base. Luke Lovin is in the on-deck circle for Robbinsville here in the bottom of the second. We're glad you're with us here on the Graham Star Sports Network. We stream 5 varsity sports for the Black Knights here in Graham County, North Carolina. 2-2 pitch. Up and in, and Taste Teskey leans back in a matrix maneuver. Full count. Football and volleyball carry us through the fall. We get through the wintertime months in basketball season, and then, of course, we're with you for baseball and softball here in the spring. Just a hair off the plate, ball 4. And Taste Teskey draws a walk, so that'll put 2 on for Robbinsville with 1 down. And Luke Lovin has a chance to bust this one open and crack the scoreboard. First time today for either team. Inside, ball 1 to Luke Lovin. Lovin batting .195, 4 RBIs, 2 stolen bases. And he gets a good cut on that pitch. It goes foul and into the bleachers right behind home plate. That fan had her head on a swivel, and that was a smart move. You can't be too cautious here at the ballpark. 1-1 pitch. Right down the belt line. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lovin taken all the way. One, 2. Misses away. Lovin takes that one as well. 2-2 the count. Fly ball, right field line. It's a fair ball. I did not think that ball was going to drop in fair territory. We'll just stay where we're at because so will Dane Webster and Titan Taste Teskey. They've got them loaded to the Black Knights here in the bottom of the second off a Texas leaguer from Luke Lovin that fooled everybody in attendance. And Dane Webster, the catcher for the Black Knights, has a chance to put a dent in the scoreboard himself now with Lovin on. At second base, Taste Teskey. At third is his first cousin, Avery Webster. And head coach for the Hiwassee Eagles, Tommy Strickland, has crept just out of our camera view. There he is, coming out to have a conference with Clay Davis here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Trenton Beaver's the catcher. They're getting strategy as well. Obviously trying to figure out how to get out of this pickle here in the bottom of the second unscathed. That'll be a tall order. Just one gone. Double play would end it, but chips have to fall that way. We had planned on broadcasting 3 straight softball games, but as we mentioned, the softball game today was called off. Baseball is still on. First the pitch to Webster. He'll get a piece of it, but it goes foul. 0-1. We will be back with you Monday at Judy Nichols Memorial Field, weather pending, always in the springtime. Robbinsville and Smoky Mountain will be duking it out on the softball diamond at 5 p.m. And Webster favoring his throwing hand. Well, he fouled that ball off. Must have given him an extra sting. Or maybe he actually got a piece of it as he fouled it off. The way it careened off his bat, that's very possible. Brent Eisenhower just making sure his catcher's okay, and he is. He'll take the next pitch low. 1 ball, 1 strike. And pitch misses away. It's like it slid a bit too far. 2-1. Davis fires the 2-1 low, about ankle level. And Dane Webster is not a short young man. 2 balls, or I beg your pardon, 3 balls and a strike. Excuse me. And it's a bases loaded walk. Well, that's the first run of the game. An interesting way to get it, but hey, whatever works, right? Avery Webster comes home on Dane Webster's bases loaded walk. Everybody moves up 90 feet. And we'll reassemble. 1-0 Black Knights. First pitch comes right down the pipeline to Tyler Martinez. Right fielder for the Black Knights, batting .222. He's got 1 RBI this season. It's chop foul right in front of the dugout. 0-2 the count. Still only 1 down here in the bottom of the second. Big cut by Martinez. He's down on 3 pitches. And I believe if I've got my ducks in a row, and I do, second time I've used that expression today, 2 people in the world will understand that, myself and the person that heard it on the other end of the phone. Gray Lenore will step up looking to redeem his 1 pitch at bat in the bottom of the first where he popped up to Mr. Davis. And I think we're going to have a courtesy runner coming in here for Dane Webster. A pinch runner. No, it's a courtesy runner. Excuse me. He's the catcher today. Frankly, fans, I'm trying to see who that is that has popped out of the dugout. Is Xander Davis that's going to be running for Webster. See him in the game too much, so nice to see that now. And first pitch to Orr hits him. He'll draw the hit by pitch. And that'll bring home Titan T. Sateski 2-0 Black Knights. Well, rinse and repeat again. Here we go. Bryce Garrison comes up as the rotation continues on the base path. Keep you up to date here. At third is Luke Lovin. At second base is Xander Davis, the courtesy runner. And at first base is Gray Lenore. At the plate is Bryce Garrison. Davis's first pitch, snap, throw back. Or was leaning a little too much, but not even worth turning the camera over there. He was back in plenty of time. 0-1. Fly ball. Blasted into center field. Dawson Headley put the glove on it. That's going to do it. Knights get 2 home on, well, an interesting turn of events. A bases loaded walk and then a hit by pitch to bring in another runner. We'll go to the third. Robbinsville has struck first. It's 2-0 on GramStarSports.com. Back live from Loudon or Memorial Field, you're watching the Gramstar Sports Network. You see the Robbinsville Black Knights dugout bustling with energy. Robbinsville has struck for 2 runs in the bottom of the second. And the Black Knights now lead this one 2-0 as everyone trying to get back to their respective posts here on the Gramstar Sports Network. We're glad you've joined us, as we mentioned, here on this beautiful, at least temperature-wise, Friday afternoon in Graham County. There's those batting cages over to the left, and in the distance we can see the Robbinsville Wrestling Facility. And at the edge is the field house, as we call it, world-class facility. Weight room and, of course, locker rooms for the track and field and football teams. Even though the Black Knights play about a mile away from here, Ethan Orr is still warming up on the hill right now. Having a lot of fun, as is most everyone on this Robbinsville team at the moment. How can you not? You're 9-3 to start the year. That's nothing to sneeze at, of course. 4 strikeouts already today for the Black Knights. Next week's the big one, the big test. Who's going to lead this conference? It'll be duked out next week as it stands right now. Robbinsville, Hayesville. The Jackets are the leaders in the conference right now, undefeated. 8-0 in the division. Knights have just 1 loss, and that was to Swain County in the divisional opener this year, as a matter of fact, here at home. Swing and a miss by Penland, who struck out to begin the ball game. Knights got their revenge, though. That 13-3 run rule is a distant memory. They went to Swain County a couple of weeks later and split the season series with the Maroon Devils by picking up a 10-8 win. Wild turn of events got them there. And I believe they got him over at first. They did, as a bang-bang play. It's off camera. We apologize for that. 1 out here in the top of the third. And Beavers comes up, having a quick discussion with Dane Webster, catcher to catcher. Ethan Orr fires his first pitch. It's right down the belt line, 0-1. Upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's food truck wide open for business, just out of our camera view to the right of your screen. Levin fields it, throw to first. In time, 2 gone. Back-to-back 4-3 putouts for Robbinsville. Well, the Eagles are going from no contact to making contact. The way that trend's going by the third trip through the lineup, could be trouble. Davis steps in. He singled on a rocket that Graylin Orr didn't even have a chance to make a decent play on in the bottom of, or top of the first, I beg your pardon. Fly ball is going to be hit to right field, and Martinez has it. There you go. 1-2-3, nothing doing for the Eagles. Here in the top of the third, we'll go to the bottom of the inning and duke things out once again. The Black Knights will walk back to the dugout with a 2-0 lead here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Final warm-up toss is being slung around the infield here on GramstarSports.com. It is a 2-0 Robbinsville lead as we're back live from Loudon or Memorial Field. And Mr. Beavers fires the strike to second as we are set to go as the 3, 4, 5 spots due up for the Black Knights. It'll be Ethan Orr, followed by Quinn Jumper and Titan T. Sateski due up for the Black Knights here in the bottom of the third inning. Orr batting .463 coming into today's game. He flew out in his first at bat. We mentioned already 4 homers on the campaign, including one Tuesday at Hiwassee Dam. He takes a big cut and comes up empty, 0-1. Gunned to second base, throw to first will be in plenty of time. A lot of balls being grounded out to second base this afternoon on both sides. And Jumper will step in. Jumper coming into today's game, batting .371. He's become a hot hitter for Robbinsville. Popped up a country mile high. And one, boy, the wind, I'm telling you, fans, you're not here with us. The gust of wind that came through as that ball was in the air might have definitely threw Beavers off. And they're going to call that a infield single again. That's the second one today for Jumper, and I don't blame him a bit. Tough play to make. The way the wind gusted through here. He had a bead on it, and as you saw, he tried to shift at the last second. Time's called. I don't know why. Guess we're good to go. Okay. Jumper needed a second to get his play card off his wrist. Fly ball hit to center field. And Headley tried to make the play on it, but couldn't. Back-to-back hits. Brent Eisenhower giving out his orders. Titan T. Sateski will step in now. Runners at first, second with one out. Runner advances. Trying to make sure T. Sateski reached. He did. So they got the middle runner in this case. Webster jogs back to the dugout after being put out. Fielder's choice 6-4. Knights have them at the corners. Not sure what the discussion is, fans. I'm sorry. Something's went awry here. Tommy Strickland's came out to try and get some sense of it. And my hearing's still pretty decent at 35, but 350 feet away from home plate, it's going to be hard to pick up what they're saying. So I can hear when they're yelling for their players, but not a hushed discussion. With the softball schedule today interrupted, here's how we'll play things next week. It'll be Monday at home against Smoky Mountain. And the Black Knights against Hayesville next Friday. We'll have that one here on GramstarSports.com, fans. That's a big one. No doubt about it. As we said, even win, lose, or draw, However, Tuesday goes at I beg your pardon, Monday at Hayesville, because the Knights have that game Monday away, and they host Hayesville here on Friday. However that goes, when they come back to this place, it's still going to be first place up for grabs. One team could tie it, one team could take a commanding 2-0 lead. I want you to have it here on Graham Star Sports, so please join us if you would. Tommy Strickland took over the Eagles a couple of years ago. I'll be honest with you, fans, he's having a lengthy caucus with the umpires here today. First met Tommy about 5 or 6 years ago when he was the assistant coach on the Murphy Bulldogs state championship team in Cherokee County. He was the pitching coach that year. Took off a couple of seasons and came back shortly after the pandemic ended. Strickland tried his darndest, and I don't know if he got the concession he wanted. Young man that's umpiring. Walks away from the conversation as is the home plate umpire. And onward we roll. 2 outs. By the way, runners at the corners as we reset. Luke Lovin has stepped in. Lovin got a hit in his first one. And that throw got away. Pickoff attempt goes awry. 3-0 Black Knights. Jumper scores. Oh, baby. E1 will get the lead runner, but unfortunately it got him home. And Robbinsville's up 3-0 now here in the bottom of the third. Upstairs, ball 1. Just a little piece of the heart for Luke Lovin. 1-1 the count. We're way out here in center field, fans. There's a beautiful pavilion that's been built over the last couple of years. They've got a roof on it. Beautiful place to hang out if you ever want to come to the ballpark or just be out here on a pretty day at Robbinsville High, and 3 or 4 picnic tables set up. That one trickles through for a hit. Tisateski stops at second, Lovin at first. And Luke Lovin with 2 hits today. 2 outs, 2 on. And the batter is going to be Dane Webster once he can shed his catcher gear. Webster jogging into your frame here on GramStarSports.com. 2 on, 2 out. Tisateski in scoring position. Luke Lovin takes a step or 2 lead from first. Knights have yet to get an RBI off a hit today. It's been a walk, a hit batter, and an error to score the 3 runs that the Black Knights have chalked up thus far. Grounded into play, throw to first. And I believe they got him in the dirt. They sure did. Webster will ground out. 5-3. 2 runners are stranded, but the Knights get 1 home on an error at third base. It's an errant pickoff attempt. We'll go to the 4th, and Robbinsville leads this one 3-0 here in Graham County. You're watching the Graham Star Sports Network. We're back from Robbinsville, North Kakalaki, top of the 4th, coming your way on GramStarSports.com, and we do look to expand our coverage every chance we can. We had plans this spring to try and provide you middle school baseball and softball action for free on our website, but that did not work out for, well, a variance of reasons. So we'll push on, and hopefully this fall we'll be able to beef up our staff a little bit and bring you more and more coverage. We actually hope, if anything, to try and Get some extra bodies in there to get you some middle school and JV volleyball action in August, because that's been missing and been requested, but it's just a 5-hour broadcast. It's a little too much for me, myself, and I to do. Keep my camera operator. So if you're interested in joining our staff, come by and see us at the Graham Star. We're at 720 Tallulah Road. That's Tallulah. First pitch popped up. Braylon Orr's got it. One pitch, one out. Off of the bat of Mr. Barong here in the top of the fourth. And the batter will be Dawson Headley, senior for the Eagles. Ball's fouled off down the third baseline. And the count is 0-1. Pitch catches the outside part of the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. Fires. And Headley swings and misses at strike 3, but he gets away. And they will not be able to recoup it. Headley will reach on the wild pitch. So 1 down, and now 1 on for the Eagles here in the top of the fourth. Time called on the field. I get the bat off the grass. Elliott steps in. And the pickoff play got as far as throw number 1. They had him in a rundown, and that was the end of that. E3 will send Headley to second. Now the runner in scoring position with 1 out for Hiwassee Dam. Ball's bunted foul behind the plate. Counts 0-1. That's the first pitch this at bat. Or as the lefty, he's got a great pickoff move over to first base. That time they call Headley in a rundown, and pitch bunted foul again, 0-2. Headley will return to second. Ethan Orr with 5 strikeouts today for Robbinsville. Swing and a miss. Make that 6 strikeouts. And 2 outs. Be one of those 4-out innings if you'll have it. Colton Taylor is the batter. Outside, ball 1. Eagles with, counting here, I believe 2 hits on the afternoon. Fly ball absolutely blistered to left field. And off the fence. Oh, that is trouble. Headley had already scored. And it will be an RBI double. Hiwassee Dam's on the board. It is 3-1. Pitch misses 1-0 the count. Low and away, 2-0 on Isaiah Crisp. Reaches the outside part of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. Big cut comes up empty. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And he comes up empty again. That will do it for the inning. 3 of the 4 outs come by a strikeout. And the Eagles score 1 on a hit, an RBI double. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 3-1 here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Back live here on the Graham Star Sports Network. It's Robbinsville Hiwassee Dam baseball action here on this Friday evening in Graham County. And if you're watching with us live, welcome. If you're watching us in the future, welcome. We have an extensive archive here on the Graham Star YouTube channel where you'll be watching this game once it becomes public once again at the end of the season. We have government meetings, we have community events, and of course, Knights athletics dating back to 2020 when we first really pushed the pedal to the metal on our social media drive and live stream coverage of all things in Graham County in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. The bottom of the 4th will begin with Tyler Martinez stepping in for the Black Knights, and the first pitch he sees hits him way high, a little too high for comfort, quite frankly. But Martinez will take the first pitch, wear it, as they say in this sport, and jog to first. And that's a quick runner they've got on the base path. Looks like Beavers and Davis are going to have a quick conference at the edge of the mound. Graylin Orr steps up, a dangerous hitter who they've kind of tamed a little bit today. First pitch he saw this afternoon was popped up to Davis. And the second at bat he had, he was hit by a pitch from Davis. Brought a run home. No. All's well that ends well, I suppose. Martinez has about a 1.5 step lead over at first. Here's the pitch to Orr, and he's going to send that one to the outfield. No doubter there here in the bottom of the 4th. 2 on now for Robbinsville. First hit of the day for Graylin Orr, and Bryce Garrison will look to continue on the fun. Eagles got 1 run back in the top of this inning, an RBI double. For Colton Taylor. Clay Davis is the starting pitcher. He's got just 1 strikeout today. Snap throw back, Orr's there in plenty of time. Meanwhile, on the other side of the resume, it is 7 strikeouts for Ethan Orr in his start for Robbinsville. That one's in the left-hand batter's box. He's had a little trouble with that slider all day, quite frankly. He don't pitch terribly, just the Knights are keyed in at the moment. He has struggled a little bit, though, with the hit by pitches. Garrison's going to send that one into the outfield. And they're going to stop Martinez at third. Bases chocked full of Black Knights. And oh my, the top hitter on the team, Ethan Orr, is coming to the plate with not a soul out. And it's chocked full of Black Knights here in the bottom of the 4th. This could be crucial. And they got the lead runner at home on the fielder's choice, 1-2. Comebacker to Clay Davis. And got the double play, the super duper rare double play, 1, 2 to 3. Thank you very much. Orr's out, as is Martinez. Nobody scores Garrison at second. Graylin Orr at third, Snap, throw back. And oh my, that was close. But the umpire calls Orr safe. Quinn Jumper at the dish. Boy, the Eagles with some keyed-in defense. Very close to escaping this pickle they're in at the moment. Ball drops. And that will be, 2 runs home. How about that? 2-run double for Quinn Jumper here in the bottom of the 4th. Here's Avery Webster. Trying to see where Jumper was going to stop. Sorry about the pause in my call there. That is Jumper's 12th and 13th RBIs of the year for the Black Knights. Hit to third base. Eats him up. Throw over to first. Late. Wide of the bag. Back to third. Jumper is safe. So that'll be an E5 on the Eagles. They might have had Webster had they made the play. Took a weird bounce, but it was still fieldable. Titan T. Sateski. Fieldable? Is that a word? I think I just made that up. What happens when you're running a solo show out here in center field, I suppose. T. Sateski likes the first one he sees, but he is going to send it straight to the second baseman. That's going to do it as Mr. Shields records the out. 2 come home on Quinn Jumper's double. You see him walking across with Brent Eisenhower. We'll go to the 5th. Robbinsville 5, Hiwassee Dam 1 here on GramStarSports.com. Sports fans, welcome back to the top of the 5th. Welcome back to Robbinsville High School. Welcome back to Loudon Orr Memorial Field. The 9-3 Robbinsville Black Knights hosting the Hiwassee Dam Eagles. The westernmost high school in North Carolina, Hiwassee Dam, lies just about a stone's throw away from the Tennessee state line off of North Carolina Highway 294. Eagles are about 8 or 9 years removed. I believe there was the 2015 or 16 season. 15 would be the year where they advanced to the 3rd round of the state playoffs. Had a really good pitching staff and has not been able to really replicate that success since. Shields strikes out to begin the inning. Strikeout number 8. Ocho on the day for Ethan Orr. We'll go back to the top of the lineup card now to be Penland taking another cut. Leadoff hitter for the Eagles. He is struck out and grounded out today. 0 for 2. T. Sateski with a gold glove play over at first. Bang, bang. Thank you very much. L3. 2 outs. And it's already looking like it's going to be a quick trip to the hill here in the top of the 5th for Ethan Orr. Catcher Trenton Beavers would like to do something about that. Whether you are a Black Knight or an Eagle, you are very much welcome with us anytime we are here at home. 99.9% chance we are going to be live streaming in some form or fashion. We alternate in the spring between baseball and softball as best we can. Sometimes matchups don't line up the way we need them to, and sometimes Mother Nature, as today, had other plans. But we're glad we've been able to bring this one to you as the Knights are in the quest for their 10th win of the year. And did he make the catch? Say. He's all right. And he did. Wow. Unbelievable. I could even see if he caught it from my vantage angle, and we're out here in center field. He actually caught it right at the warning track. Great play. 1, 2, 3, top of the fifth. So it's over before we could even really get our pitch done, so to speak. We'll go to the bottom of the inning. Robbinsville is still in command. It's 5-1. Hey fans, welcome back here to the Graham Star Sports Network. Kevin Hensley with you for Friday afternoon baseball action here in Graham County. The Robbinsville Black Knights are closing in on a 10-3 start to the 2024 campaign. Score holds today. They'll be 7-1 in the Smoky Mountain Conference, entering a huge week next week against Hayesville. Conference title implications, to say the very least, as the Knights will travel to Hayesville next Monday and then, of course, host the Yellow Jackets in the away home series on Friday. Bottom of the fifth upon us here in Graham County. Leading off is Luke Lovin for the Black Knights as Clay Davis begins inning number 5 of work this afternoon. The bottom of the lineup card, Luke Lovin, Dane Webster, and Tyler Martinez due up for Robbinsville here in the bottom of the fifth. Knights only have a pair of RBIs today on one hit that came off Quinn Jumper. There's been several hits today, a lot of stranded runners. Robbinsville scored his first 3 runs on errors and bases loaded walks and hit by pitches, and Luke Levin is erased. Second strikeout of the day. He is caught looking, 1 out for Clay Davis and the Hiwassee Dam Eagles. Eagles sit about center of the pack right now with their conference mark at 4-3. They're 4-6 overall, coming off a loss to Copper Basin yesterday, 11-3. Robbinsville split with them this year. Much closer matchup when it's Hiwassee Dam Copper Basin. That's practically in each respective school's backyard. You need a geography lesson. Webster takes a huge cut and comes up empty at a changeup. 1-1 the count. Way outside, didn't chase it. Davis shake the feeling back in his arm. Hope he's all right after that. It looks like he's just got a little bit of a tinge there. That happens sometimes. He's taking a hot second to base around the hill. Looks like he's all right. He's going to fire the next pitch. And it's a strike that Webster takes all the way. 1 ball, 2 strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, excuse me, here on Graham Star Sports. And Webster is erased. Another nice breaking ball to get rid of Webster. And back-to-back strikeouts today for Clay Davis. First time that's happened for the Hiwassee Dam hurler, senior for the Eagles. Tyler Martinez, the last hope to get anything going for Robbinsville here in the bottom of the fifth. Takes first pitch up and in, ball 1. He was hitting at almost exact same location in his last at-bat. Ended up being erased on a fielder's choice, turned into a double play. Davis takes that one into his glove, and the camera doesn't even have to move here in the bottom of the fifth. I'm sure all of you at home are tickled about that. We'll go to the 6th. It is still 5-1. Advantage Black Knights. You're watching GrahamStarSports.com. Have you subscribed to the Graham Star? We have multiple tiers available, in-county and out-of-county rates, and we also offer e-edition only. $45.99 will get you in the door for 1 year. We have 6-month and 2-year terms as well. Prices do vary depending on whether you're in Graham County or outside, wherever you may be. Keep up with all the latest news and the best coverage from and around Graham County, North Carolina. We've been Graham County's hometown newspaper since 1955, the Graham Star. And give us a call at our office, 828-479-3383, for details on how you can sign up and get the Graham Star delivered to your mailbox each week. Top of the 6th is coming your way. It's the last 6 outs, more or less, for the Hiwassee Dam Eagles. Unless things change and they can extend this ball game. It's 5-1. Robbinsville has I won't say held the momentum all day. It was a 10-1 final after they scored 6 runs at Hiwassee Dam in the top of the 7th on Tuesday. At that point, of course, it was a 4-1 ball game, so kind of similar, but haven't had that big explosive inning just yet. Several Hiwassee Dam miscues have benefited Robbinsville greatly. Ethan Orr begins inning number 6 of work. Ball's fouled off. 0-1. Clay Davis is in the batter's box. Tried to pull the trigger. Couldn't get a stop to time. 0-2 the count. Let's see if they're going to change it on the scoreboard. My apologies. In the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fans, in the bottom left corner of your screen, you'll see our year-long sponsors. They stay on screen with us. We rotate them in and out as games go along each day. That is Blevins Electric and Blevins Insurance Agency, as well as Cherokee Realty here in Robbinsville, both hometown businesses. Find out how you can become a sponsor. We have several sponsors on board with us here at the Graham Star Sports Network. They have helped make our telecast possible for the last 2 or 3 years. In many instances, the only reason we were able to go live in some locations. If you want to join up with us, I highly suggest you just wait this year out. We're only about maybe a month of broadcasts left at this point in the calendar year, playoffs included. T. Steski made the catch. Holy cow, right out of our camera view. We didn't get over there in time. T. Steski made the catch in foul territory and got the first out. Davis will jog back to the dugout. Good play by Titan T. He'll be a senior next year. Lefty-lefty matchup here. First pitch will be fouled off. Way out in left field, 0-1. A quick little blur you just saw there, fans, was the kids that love to go chase down these foul balls. Center field, deep, off the edge of the fence. Bryce Garrison relays it in right below us. And that is a big double for Colton Barong here in the top of the 6th. Oh, excuse me, Barong stopped at first. Wow. Dawson Headley will try to get him around. Eagles trying to get something going. Here's the pitch. Headley chips it foul out of the sand trap, 0-1. If you're interested in joining our team, we'll start up our broadcast again in August. And we run through the end of May here at GrahamStarSports.com, so about a 10-month commitment. We have weekly, monthly, and year-long sponsorship packages available. Or if you want to help us out with our production, either way, fans, we're welcome to any and all assistance you want to give us as we do what we do here, which is broadcast these Black Knights and try to spotlight many of these athletes here in Western North Carolina, and, well, sometimes even beyond that, depending on where we're playing away games at, all in an effort to get their names out there. Fly ball center field, deep. Garrison's got a beat on it. He makes the catch a step shy of the track, and Barong will have to return to first base. Ellie put a good charge in that, but 2 outs now for the Eagles. Checks the runner. Swung on and missed, 0-1. Elliott lays off of that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Or with 8 Ks in his column today. He swung at one way outside and up, but he got him to chase it. Can't complain about that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Strikeout number 9, and that is the end of the top of the 6th. The Eagles get a hit, but then they strand the runner. We'll go to the bottom of the frame. Last possible chance for offense for Robbinsville at the moment. It is 5-1 in favor of the Black Knights. Stay with us here on GramStarSports.com. Well, the only downside to erasing the bottom half of the order in one inning is that you got to face the top part in the next inning. And here's Gray Lenore to begin things for Robbinsville. 1, 2, 3 holes are due up here in the bottom of the 6th as the Knights are just looking to pad the lead right now. It's 5-1. Loudon Memorial Field, first pitch will be grounded to Penland. Throw to first. And they got him. Bang, bang, play. Penland got the nod. 1 out. Bryce Garrison steps in. Once again, fans, next week, Monday, we'll be broadcasting Robbinsville's Smoky Mountain Softball rematch from the season opener for both programs. And on Friday, it'll be the Robbinsville-Hayesville baseball game here on Gramstar Sports. That one has conference title implications. 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. And it misses low. 2-0 to Bryce Garrison. You don't want to put a runner like Garrison on because he is a sneaky little rascal on the base path. He'll just get on his own way. How about that? About a 1-out hit to left field. Garrison's on, and that is trouble. If you're the Eagles, if you're Robbinsville, it's aces, baby. Ethan Orr steps up now. Grounded into a fielder's choice. His last at bat. Had a chance to, or double play, I beg your pardon, his last at bat. Had a chance to hit a grand salami, and that did not occur. Outside, ball 1. Clay Davis still on the hump today for Hiwassee Dam. Garrison's flies through the screen, takes a wide turn at second, but no dice. He'll just hang tight there. Moves up on the wild pitch. No stolen base, even though he's 2 away from the program record. That angle. Let's stay with that for a moment. I like that. Everything that's going on. Garrison's lead off. Orr's at bat. And frame job by Mr. Beavers did not pay off. Sits down, 2 outs. Or at first. Garrison is second. He's taken off. Throw back. Or will make it. Garrison will take third. That will work. That is a stolen base. Davis thought about it, changed his mind. That umpire's hanging out just a couple of steps behind the mound, really watching Davis close. He's going to be careful not to balk here. And Jumper tears the hide off of it, pardon the pun. It's way out here in center field. Headley's going to try to track it down, and he does so eventually. Reels it in. Another two-run double. Excuse me. 2-run single. I thought Orr scored on that. It is 6-1 now. And Jumper is going to get rid of his elbow guard. 3 RBIs today for Quinn Jumper. 2 doubles. Wow. Man's coming along great this season. Here's Avery Webster. Jumper hanging out at second. Ethan Orr remains at third. 2 in scoring position for Robbinsville, and they're up 1 more run. First pitch to Webster, swung on and missed, 0-1. Scoreboard's lagging on us. There we go. Now it's updated. Sorry about that. We changed on our end, and it runs through the World Wide Web. Sometimes it lags just a little bit. Western North Carolina internet speeds are fantastic. We're not going to go on a soapbox about that. 0-2 to Webster, way outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Piece of it, chops it. Throw to first. In the dirt, and it gets away. Runs, scores. Orr is in on the E6. 7-1. Robbinsville continues to pad their advantage here on GramStarSports.com. And Tommy Strickland, is coming to get Clay Davis, I believe, off the hill. Having a lengthy chat. Out here on the rubber. Batter due up for Robbinsville, by the way, is Titan T. Steski. He's having a conference just off the screen. With head coach Brent Eisenhower, who's been over the program since 2018. Keep going back to that storyline about the Knights trying to break the playoff drought. They've not made the postseason since 2011. Made it to the second round that year. And we're still digging. May spend some time doing that tonight, as a matter of fact. Got to find the last time the Knights won a conference championship. If it's been more recent than 1970, we verified that the other day with one of the former players. Actually, Dale Walsh confirmed that for us. They won the conference crown in 1970. A lot of years the Knights hung tough at the top of the conference, made the playoffs, but never actually attained that championship. Here's Titan T. Runners at the corners. Pick off fake to third base. I'm sure Clay's mother Chastity's here. She's usually the bookkeeper. I think I'll see her over at the edge of the dugout for Hiwassee Dam. Great community. Miss those guys a lot. I spent 3 years working in Cherokee County. Ball gets away at second base. Run scores. And I believe they're going to tag out Webster. He turned too far away from the bag, and they do. So it's back-to-back errors on shortstop Mr. Penland. Jumper scores 8-1. But then Avery Webster tagged out, turning the bag a bit too wide. Titan T at first. Well, this one going exactly like the first meeting did on Tuesday. Now it's having a big last inning, so to speak, with the lead already intact. They've put 3 more on the board in this inning on back-to-back-to-back at-bats. Luke Levin up there with 2 outs. Looking to continue the trend. He's going to take a pitch It couldn't have been more centered in the strike zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. Well, one can never say Luke Levin's not patient at the plate. He's showing it right here, right now. Here's the offering. Hacked foul down the first baseline. And that thwack you just heard was off the top of the batting cages, and then it landed on a Nissan. A Nissan Juke? Wow. Didn't know those things still existed. 2-2. Good stop. Boy, Beavers just saved another run, possibly. That one got away. Titan T could have probably turned 2 bags. He's looks like a wind-up toy over here at first. He's just set to go. Right off camera. Here's the offering. Big swing and a miss. Levin strikes out. That ends the 6th. Robbinsville plates 3 more on 1 hit. I beg your pardon, 2 hits. 1 left on. Last chance for Hiwassee Dam is coming your way in the top of the 7th. 8-1. Advantage Black Knights here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Welcome back, one and all, to GramstarSports.com's coverage of Robbinsville Hiwassee Dam baseball action here on this Friday afternoon in Graham County. Boy, the storm clouds have dissipated, and Ethan Orr has returned to the mound for inning number 7. He wants to finish what he started here from Loudon Orr Memorial Field on the Gramstar Sports Network, looking for a complete game victory, just 1 run across. He struck out 9 here this afternoon. Great performance once again for Eeyore. A win here will improve him to 4-2 on the season, and I'm sure drop that ERA significantly. Go back into the field. Or gets some last-minute encouragement from his teammates. And Carson Taylor will be the batter as Hiwassee Dam begins its last chance. They're at the bottom of their lineup card, so somebody's going to have to pull out some miracles here. Middle of the lineup's been the only successful part of it so far today for Hiwassee Dam. Cole Elliott's RBI double is the only run they scored today. Or dealing, he's looking for his 10th K. If I've got my tally right, I'll count that again here in just a second. See what he does here on 0-2. Pitches outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. On 2. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and that is strikeout number 10 for Ethan Orr today. Locked and loaded here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Catches the plate. Isaiah Crisp, the batter. Swing and a miss. Well, the Eagles are going up there hacking. You got to do that in this situation for sure. Can't leave any outs in any pitches. Here's the 0-2. It's going to miss away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, the Eagles are not biting at the exterior too much. Can't see the time stuff in the strike zone, though. Inside, 2-2. As Crisp olays out of the way. Two-two. He got him to chase the high cheese. Strikeout 11. He's at sticks today is Ethan Orr. And circles the mound. It's all his house this afternoon on GramstarSports.com. 11 Ks through 6 2/3 innings of work so far. And I believe the Eagles have sent out a pinch hitter here. I'll have to figure out who this is. Swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. I believe that is Dalton Kester that has stepped in. I apologize. I cannot make out his jersey number from out here. Kester chops it, and Quinn Jumper fields it in foul territory in front of the Eagles dugout. That's where we were trying to go. Sorry about that. 1-2 the count. Last strike. And the game will continue on. It's in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ethan Orr has pitched a beaut today. That's his season total in strikeouts so far to 63. He could have 64 after this pitch. It's going to be grounded. Throw to first. In time. And I believe Titan T got the out. He did. I thought he dropped the ball out of his glove. My apologies. That wraps it up. Jumper fields it, fires it. We're done. Ball game is over. Ball game is in the books. Final score, Robbinsville 8, Hiwassee Dam 1. As we mentioned, Ethan Orr finishes with 11 strikeouts today. Quinn Jumper with 2 doubles, 3 RBIs to help out the offense. A few miscues for the Eagles. Got us to where we are here when it's all said and done on the Graham Star Sports Network. Fans, we're glad you joined us. We're glad you stuck it out with us. And we hope you'll stick it out with us again when we come back to you Monday across the campus at Judy Nichols Memorial Field. And back here next Friday, join us again for Friday afternoon baseball next week, Robbinsville and Hayesville. I cannot stress this enough. The Knights are in a hunt for a conference championship. They got to get by Hayesville first. They're in second place in the conference, Hayesville first. Next week is the series for the season. It's going to determine who's the top dog in the Smoky Mountain Conference. Until then, fans, this is Kevin Hensley wishing all of you a great rest of your weekend. Again, your final score, Robbinsville 8, Hiwassee Dam 1, and your time of the ball game today, 1 hour and 45 minutes. It's 3. It's in. She is on fire right now on the Graham Star Sports Network.